And this is our third and final part of our Greek Odyssey. We start off by heading out to 3 of the Greek islands. First one is Hydra, or Hydra as the locals call it. And then we move on to Poros, P-O-R-O-S. I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly. And finally, the little gem of an island, real close to Athens, by the name of Aegina. Now, I'm certain I'm not saying that correctly.
Oh yeah! For a payment, please come with me.
Καλημέρα, πάμε εδώ στο κέντρο το κάνουμε.
Καλημέρα.
Καλημέρα σας. Together, please. Τους επόμενους 10. One more closer, please. Say feta cheese.
Feta cheese.
Ήμουν και ένα kiss, kiss, kiss. Thank you very much. Να περάσουν. Καλημέρα.
Oh, this is luxury.
Καλημέρα σας εκ μέρους της Athens Day Cruise του Priarchού μας, των αξιωματικών, και σας ευχόμαστε μια ευχαριστή κρουαζιέρα. Κυρίες και κύριοι, το πρόγραμμα μας σήμερα θα έχει ως εξής.
This is the island of Hydra, or Hydra. Hydra is the Greek pronunciation, because we all say Hydra. Looks like a beautiful place to sit down and have the hours tick by. We've had cobblestone streets, but these streets are very big cobblestones. They're big. This is a marble, I think. And over here is a local transport. It's a taxi cab.
You can take photos if you want. The time is 12. Very lucky. You can hurry and you can see the main bell tower of Hydra. The oldest monastery in Hydra. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now you enjoy the best time to visit the temples, churches, because we have many, many monuments. Not tourist, not at all. Not most. To the end of November, December, January, February.
No big deal. No big deal.
Hospital, small hospital, Aegina.
My wife, the crazy cat lady.
All of the wages of Hydra.
Welcome to Poros, P-O-R-O-S, Greek island, Poros.
Αμάν ένα κορίτσι μου. Τώρα λέει βγαίνω.
Water is so clear. You can see, I don't know, boy. See the bottom, it must be about, it's about 4 meters deep at least. Oh, little fish there. That's a water taxi. We've been watching them go from this side, ferrying people over to the other side. And there's quite a few of them. I don't know if we can see on video, but on the other side there's another bunch of these ferries or water taxis. I think in Poros, if you wanted to go anywhere besides the waterfront, you better be good with stairs. And that's Paros. This is our third Greek island for the day. I think it's called Aegios. This is the largest of the three. And it's the closest to the port of Paros. This is the port for Athens. So this is the island that's closest to the mainland. Apparently 1,000 years ago it was connected to the mainland. Beautiful church there. Lovely harbour full of boats. This is our last day in Athens today. We're just trying to locate the Ancient Agora. That's what we're headed for. While we've done that, we've come across
dated from the 9th century BC until
9th
the
century
3rd
BC,
AD.
and it is a burial cemetery, correct?
The workshop of the 3rd Poros AD and houses.
Okay, off to the Agora. And over there is the flea market. We're not in the market for fleas today though. On to the Agora.
Και εμείς λέγαμε την άλλη μέρα να έρθουμε στην Αίγυπτο.
You're hugging me. Oh, hang on. I love Ready? You. There we go. Somehow we've ended up in Disneyland. Okay. If out of style. And now Elena has to get accosted as well. Wonderful. They love you too. Beautiful. This is the Library of Hydra. Now, this is not our main goal today. And like everything, you got to buy a ticket to go to see it, walk around it. But I think we can see it from here well enough. That's the Library of Hadrian. Because Hadrian was the Emperor of Rome who kicked the Jews out of Jerusalem. So this is the archaeological site of the Roman Agora. Going to see that, we can see enough of it here from the fence. Because we're looking for the Ancient Agora. No shortage of archaeological sites. What there is short of is archaeologists working in them. Another angle of the Roman Agora. The Roman Agora. That round like room. And the Acropolis and the Parthenon in the background. And our hunt for the Agora continues. Okay, so as we've wound through all these alleyways, past all the cafes, the Mickey Mouse muggers, the occasional beggar, and then just out of nowhere, the Ancient Agora. Now, I don't generally share my superior Greek language skills too easily, but I happen to know that the word Agora means place of gathering of people. So the Roman Agora was where people would gather during the Roman times, and before that, the Greek times. This is the Ancient Agora. I mean, it's all Greek times. It's Greece after all. And you can see all the columns out the front. It's a very intact, apparently it's the most intact monument there is in Greece. So it's a pleasure to find it, right next to the railway line. And up on the hill, looks like we've got two churches. In the distance I saw another building with fluted columns up the front. Let's see if I can spot that again. I'm not sure what that is. There's a train, graffiti covered train, snakes its way through the ancient ruins. Because at our feet here, we've obviously got archaeological diggings here, covered in grass. At some point it was semi-uncovered, but it looks like abandoned as far as exploration is concerned. What we have up there on the hill is another temple to another Greek goddess. Even the gentleman that I asked in the cafe with a very, very Greek accent, couldn't remember the name of her, but she's one of the 11, and it was a name that I can't remember. He did eventually tell me, but I can't remember it. So if you know, let me know down below. So here we are. Everywhere you look, there's pieces of buildings just left around. Some of them completely able to go and sit on or go near, and others, for some reason, they put chains around them as if it'll hurt the rocks. Yeah, so these are a part of a column. Now the fluted columns, I'm not sure, I think so there's Corinthian columns and there's Doric ones. And I think the fluted ones are Doric. And Elaine, always looking for the spotlight, decided to sit on
I'm sitting
a column.
on a 2,000-year-old rock.
Yes.
My bum was really spectacular.
Back to the star of the show, the Ancient Agora, with trees in it, in front of it. Now to my mind, this should be the most famous thing in ancient Greece, or in Athens, to go and see, because it really lets you know what the other monuments that we've been seeing did look like, would have looked like. So, wow, and it really does have a feeling of absolute magnificence to walk inside. It's an amazing feeling. And do have the remnants of statues, of course. And when I say remnants, I mean headless statues. The marble work is just so beautiful. It's iconic column, capital with traces of painted decoration. So yes, so all this we're looking at wasn't just plain as beautiful as it is marble. But everything was painted and decorated in beautiful, vibrant colours. Obviously 2,000 years, colours don't last that long. Shout out to all the paint companies out there in the world, but really none of your products will last 2,000 years. But amazing the detail, and there's always somebody who wants to look very closely at the detail I'm trying to video, so I'll get in closer myself. And it looks like all the statues have got one thing in common: they've all been decapitated. Now I assume that's just normal wear and tear on a statue. The heads are found. The question is, whose head belongs on what body? So we've got to bear that in mind if we're going to make beautiful statues. Not that we ever will, because although we think we're modern and in so many ways, we don't make beautiful creations such as this building here anymore. And if we do, it's cheap and nasty. It's all solid marble, limestone. Oh, this beautiful Artemia's head. Wonder which one was her body. And in fact, even if her body was here, her body is very likely to be in one of the museums. Now, we didn't go to the best museum in Greece. Time and scheduling conspired against us a number of times. They move around their business hours a bit. So every time we've had the ability to go to the National Archaeological Museum, it's either been closed or got about half an hour until closing time. So, what do we got here? A votive relief dedicated to the Neoptolemus from the township of Meliti. The relief depicts Hermes handing over the infant Dionysus to the nymphs of the cave of Pan. Wow, pretty intricate, some of this mythology. I think in the ancient Greek times, following your gods would be like a modern day equivalent to being part of a soap opera. Okay, so if anyone can tell me the difference between a Greek archaeological site and a museum, the answer, in my opinion, is that the museum is inside behind glass and the archaeological site is outside where you can see it and touch it if you were determined to. Not that you need to touch it, and not that I'd recommend that you touch it. But oh, look at these magnificent little clay figurines. Very much like the clay figurines we saw in Delphi. This pottery, beautiful pottery. So I'd love to have stuff like that in the house now. Right. How cool is that? So I might even take up drinking wine if I had cups like that. There's plenty of fragments. Oh, there's a little one there depicting a version of a chariot. Number 5, that's interesting, isn't it? That's in Greek. Number 5, fragmentary terracotta chariot and charioteer. You might be wondering what happened to the ancient Greeks. Well, of course the answer is quite simple. They died. And when they died, they were buried in coffins made of stone. Now this is a little person in here can fit in that. But that's why there's no ancient Greeks today, because they're dead. That's a belly-handled amphora, single-handed cup used as a lid of the urn. I can't. Oh, the cup is at the top. Yeah, so you got the cup on the top and the amphora underneath. That'd look really good in the corner of my living room. Wonder if they've got any that we can take home. Actually, this one is a little bit smaller. Same deal. Might fit in my bag a bit easier. Things from a cremation. Not sure why the little shoes, but they're connected to a cremation burial of a woman about 900 BC. These pots here, 750 BC. 7th century BC, this pottery. Look at this little fella. Isn't he cool? Amazing little piece of artwork. And this is how one buries one's infant in ancient Greek times, 750 BC. Wow, that's amazing. Marble portrait of a priest of Isis. That's that guy there. I don't think it's the same Isis that goes around killing people today. And we've got a marble portrait of a young woman of the Tiberian period. It's 1 century after the birth of Christ. And then the oldest one, which looks like the best one too, marble portrait bust of a young man, possibly a member of the Julio-Claudian imperial family. There's a marble statue of a youthful satyr with Pan's pipe holding a goat, 150 AD. First, the noses are all crushed to make them look like football players. Marble portrait of a man on the left, 98 AD, same period as the middle guy. Bust of a man, probably somebody famous, but we don't know. And also in a similar period, a marble portrait of a man. Well, don't know a lot about those people. Here we are back outside in the Agora. It's time from the other end. Statue of the Emperor Hadrian, showing Athena and the Wolf of Rome. So, it's headless Hadrian. Recognise him anywhere. And so, this concludes our swanning around in Athens and a couple of the islands, the ones that we can get to in November. We've kind of fallen in love with the place in Greece. From English-speaking Australian background, Christianity here is refreshing. Churches everywhere. People definitely still have Christian values. Don't seem to be getting sucked into some of the things that are happening in the Anglosphere that wouldn't really match with Christianity. At the same time, socialism seems to be an issue here, like it is in the West. And I'm not sure. We left town because of the potential for riots. That's as we explained, but I'm hoping that sort of stuff will breeze over and they don't go down the track of thinking that everyone deserves something for nothing, because it doesn't work. Socialism is not a good system. It's never worked. It's been responsible for more death and misery than for anything else. And some people say, what about religion? Yes, but I think socialism, it does the horrible things that have been done in the name of religion as well. But everyone speaks English. Everybody. I mean, everyone speaking Greek, but you ask anybody a question in English and they've got a good answer for you, and their English is that good. Quite ironically, they speak English better than the Greeks do in Australia. So, something to ponder. Anyway, that's the end of our trip. Swanning around trip in Greece. We're heading off to Turkey this afternoon, so we have to get moving to catch our flight.